Welcome back everyone. So I know that people have been waiting very patiently for this video and it's finally here. So I've been using the Aurora by iWinks for roughly about 4 weeks now. I did a video documenting my first week with it, and if you haven't seen that yet, I would recommend you do so. It will be somewhere above my head. So yes, I decided that a week wasn't enough time to really give a product like this a decent enough review, so I thought I would use it for a little bit longer, experiment with it, and then do a more in-depth review and let you know how I feel about the product. So I'm still really impressed with it, to be honest. When I did my first week, I was more or less just playing around with the settings and getting used to it, and I hadn't really been practicing or actively practicing lucid dreaming for a couple of months, so it kind of gave me a fresh start and allowed me to see how much was the device and how much was me. So once we moved into the second week, I started picking up my dream practice again. The things that I was focusing on was awareness, so I don't really do all day awareness because I think it's a little bit of an unrealistic goal. I don't think it's possible to maintain full conscious awareness of everything at all times, but usually if I was out walking I would be practicing awareness, staying focused on things around me, picking up on things that I typically wouldn't pick up on. And also just practicing, having 10 minutes here and there, just sitting quietly and focusing on awareness. And other than that, I did affirmations usually before bed, tonight I will have a lucid dream, things along those lines. And those were kind of the things that I primarily focused on. And as you can imagine, when I did those things, alongside with the Aurora, I got lucid. Not every night, but my chances of getting lucid obviously increased there. So I have messed around with some of the light settings on the Aurora. You can pick from, I think it's 8 different colours, but I always found that red was the best for me. For some reason the other colours just didn't seem to come through as strong, and I was less likely to notice them when I was dreaming. Not sure why, but red is the colour that I'm sticking with. I find it pretty interesting how the lights become incorporated into the dream. So I mentioned in my last video about the Aurora how I kept getting blinded by the sun all the time, and once I woke up and thought about it, I realised that the sun in my dream was in fact the Aurora lights flashing in my eyes. And it's pretty cool how since then it's always been something different. So in one dream, which was a lucid dream, I kept seeing the flash of a camera going off all the time. At first I thought someone was taking my picture, but then I kind of realised that it was the Aurora, and I became lucid from that. And the good thing about that as well is, as the dream went on and maybe I kind of started to lose awareness or lose lucidity, the old camera flash would go again and it would remind me, oh yeah, I'm dreaming, I need to keep focused in the dream. Sometimes that didn't work though. I was having one dream where it was quite a sort of dystopian, post-apocalyptic type dream, and I was in a building and this alarm went off and it was flashing red, which again was the Aurora, but because that kind of fitted with the narrative of the dream, I didn't question it, I didn't become lucid. So there are moments like that I've had as well. Overall though, I'm really enjoying the Aurora. I haven't got lucid every single time that I've worn it, and again, because I've been more active in my lucid dreaming practice, some of those lucid dreams could just be down to that and not necessarily the Aurora. But I feel like practice combined with the Aurora does, further increase the chances of getting lucid. What I think this works best with, actually, is dream exit induced lucid dreaming, or DEALD. Not sure how best to pronounce that, but fancy editing there. That's what you can expect from this channel. For those of you who don't know, dream exit induced lucid dreaming is a technique that is used to help you sort of prolong a lucid dream by re-entering it after you've woken up. So, you know, if you feel yourself waking up, or, you know, maybe transitioning into a non-lucid dream, you know, you need to remind yourself to stay still and try and focus on re-entering that dream. So the way in which the Aurora helps with that is, you know, when I found myself waking up or, you know, losing my lucidity, I would remind myself to kind of, you know, just stay focused and stay still, and then usually the lights from the Aurora, once they kicked in again, that would help me, you know, trigger that awareness again, help me stay more focused, and help me once again transition back into a dream. And a good thing about dream exit induced lucid dreaming is, you know, if it's done correctly, you can sort of dream for a very long time, or, you know, what feels like a very long time. Again, with this sleep tracking, something that I've found myself more and more falling in love with is, you know, it's amazing to see how my sleep cycles work, and I guess how my brain works. So I still seem to have a ridiculous amount of REM sleep, and, you know, a few people have pointed this out and questioned how accurate the device is. Now, you know, it's still in its infancy, and I recognise that potentially it's not the most accurate that it could be, but it seems that from what other people have said, that it is, you know, it is a pretty accurate device. Why I have so much REM sleep, I don't know, but I have usually like 50%, like usually sort of between 50 and 60%, which is a lot. But as I did mention in my previous video, that after doing a little bit of research, it seems people with mental health difficulties have much more REM sleep, you know, particularly around like psychosis and depression and things like that. We have a lot more REM. What that means for us in terms of being lucid dreamers, I'm not really sure. I mean, I mentioned before that I can, when I'm kind of focused on lucid dreaming, I can get lucid a lot, and maybe that corresponds quite well with me having a lot of REM. For those people who maybe feel a little bit jealous that I've got a lot of REM, you know, remember that I'm also just not very well in the head. So, swings and roundabouts. So how do I feel about the Aurora overall? I definitely give the product a thumbs up. Yes, it's not like a miracle device, and I imagine there are a lot of people who have used it and not had good results, but at the end of the day, with lucid dreaming, different things work, you know, for different people. It's still something that, despite having, you know, a large following and people who you know, actively engage in lucid dreaming and lucid dreaming communities, there's still a lot we don't really know. So when it comes to creating a device or a supplement or anything in order to achieve and maintain lucidity for everyone, you know, we're a long way from figuring that out. Some people are going to love the device, some people aren't. Again, as I've said, if you are someone who is sort of actively engaged in lucid dreaming, you're going to have more luck and better results with the Aurora than someone who is a complete beginner and doesn't have that experience yet. Now, do I think the device is worth buying? Again, it's hard to say, because, you know, if you are a beginner, if you're somebody who is completely new to lucid dreaming, has maybe had one or two lucid dreams here and there, and, you know, you're basically looking for something, you know, to do all the work for you, you probably will be a bit disappointed. Even if, you know, you manage to get some success from the device, I still ultimately think that relying on it alone isn't going to yield the results that you're hoping for. If you're sort of intermediate to advanced, and, you know, you've already got quite a good backlog of lucid dreams, and you're actively practicing in lucid dreaming, but you want something to give you a little bit of a boost, then I actually think it's not a bad device. And if you have that money to spend, then yeah, I think it's worth investing in. Especially if you are interested in both the lucid dreaming and the sleep tracking elements together, then yeah, absolutely 100%. I think it's a fantastic device. You know, still has a way to go maybe, but I do think it is worth the money. It's very comfortable to sleep in. As I said before, you hardly know it's there. I mean, there have been a few nights where I've woken up and it's kind of slipped up a little bit, or, you know, it's moved, but typically, you know, I can sleep with it fine. It doesn't get in the way, isn't uncomfortable. One downside is if you're sleeping with a partner, that, you know, if you have it set to play music, then that's gonna probably wake them up, but the lights shouldn't. So, you know, you've got options. So for me, I really don't like the music. Just that doesn't help at all. So, you know, I just go for the lights. So there you go. I mean, like I say, it's been 4 weeks maybe, and I've had, you know, quite a lot of success. Had quite a few lucid dreams. Some nights it hasn't done anything for me. So it's definitely not a device that's going to get you lucid every night. But as I said, you know, combined with practice, you know, your chances increase. You know, it's pretty good. At some point, I think I'm going to do an experiment using the Aurora alongside practice and supplements to see what all three combined can do. So yeah, you know, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to take this off because I feel a bit stupid. I hope that this has been informative. I hope, you know, the other videos I made on the products as well been helpful and have given people enough information to help them decide if they think this is going to be something that they will benefit from. I'd like to say thanks to iWinks, even though, you know, it's taken far longer for this product to come out than anticipated. You know, I'm glad they actually took that time to work on the device and put in, you know, all the time and effort that they have done. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you would like to support me on Patreon, you can. The link to that will be in the description. Also, you can get 20% off on Vivid Dream products, and a link to that will also be down there, as well as all the other places where you can see this. Because what else are you going to look at on the internet? So yes, thank you very much. I've been Max, aka the Rara Rabbit, and I'll see you in the next video.